Mm, 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 mm. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Yo, yo, yo. It's time to go. It's your boy, University of Pippage, back in this bitch on I Trade the Asian, trying to get live and active for you guys. Scratch all that. You know what it is. You know what time it is. Trying to get to these charts and get to these markets. Kind of geeked up a little bit because got active on AU last night. Smashed up some shit. This I had this right here, this purple one in the background running. I just got to the charts and I closed it out because I was not feeling this retracement. Because overall we did not break structures and even come and grab this liquidity yet. So we building up even more liquidity with that low over there. But I wasn't feeling watching price action pull back up here after I had these entries from last night. I wish I would have been at the charts right here from about 1 o'clock. I definitely would have closed way down here, but I wasn't. So just got out right up there. But overall, price action is bearish. Price action is bearish, and price action is bearish from the high time frame looking down. We big bearish. And what we was looking for last night was if price action broke through this little area right here in the middle. If we broke above, yeah. So as price action came down, we big bears like we said, making lower lows, lower highs. The last previous lower high market was here. We look at price action come back into supply area right up in here, and that's what we got with this wick right here. If we broke above, we were looking for retracements back into this zone right here, back up in there. But once we got the wick entry right over there, yeah, pushing into supply right up in here, start to take shorts. Had multiple short positions open for this trade idea. And when you zoom in, I think I had about 2 right here where this green entry outline was. So because now in the lower time frames, we closed above or closed below structure, and I thought we were just gonna leak. Because news came out right at the same exact time I was looking to get in. So that's why I got these terrible entries right down here. So what I said was we pushed into the supply area. I got outlined on high time frames. If you checked out that weekend analysis, I think that area is marked up and identified on there. So I'm looking for shorts from right up there. I did try and take longs into this level right here and got cooked, something serves. But with these positions right over here, kind of made all that back plus a little bit more. And also caught the breakout buys from down here up into the zone. Now with this trade right here, I had the supply zone marked up a little bit different. So I did not take profits when price action pushed up into it. I had a supply zone a couple pips higher, back in right above this Asian high. So while I was actually in the trade, I was like, okay, well, we still got some room because we didn't necessarily break above any more highs looking level. We still got a little bit of room that price action potentially could push up and go up into that supply zone where I was looking for price action short from. But so once I noticed that price action came up short of that level, trail stops into profit like right up here, like 67, 350 or something like that. Last night. Let me see. Mm, yeah. So something like that. I had the supply level marked up a little bit different. So price action came up, fell short of that zone when I was looking at it live. So I trailed the stops and I was like, okay, well, if we're gonna continue to push up into that supply zone, we probably shouldn't come back down this far. And if we do, I'm gonna go ahead and slide them trail stops up because if we do, then we did smash the supply. I had it analyzed wrong, and we just gonna start leaking, and that is actually what happened. So as I'm talking to the team, showing where I got stopped out, and at this point, this is where I'm like, oh shit, you know what? It might have did tap into the supply area that we was looking for to the left. I just might have had it marked up wrong. So got out of them buys and started framing the shorts. And as you can see, re-identified the supply area right up in here. And when I said, okay, well, price action actually did attention to it. If we come back, because like I said, we broke structure on the lower time frames. If we come back all the way up here, then I'm sniping from the top. I'm sniping from wherever it started to exhaust from. So I had these entries, and I was waiting with my pistol ready to start sniping. So when it came up, gave that high, broke this little structure right here, pulled back, 3 more positions in, and that was the one I had the runners left running on. And then that's what put that out. And that's where we at now. So overall tonight, kind of expecting some retracement. If it don't retrace, then I'm waiting for a shift. So either a big engulfing candle to the downside, breaking some structure, or a big higher highs and higher lows pushing back into the imbalance I see right here on the 15-minute chart. For the most part, just explain these trades. So go ahead and get rid of that. Get rid of this level. This was the 15-minute support that pushes into the highs. It's kind of basing the buys off of that, making higher highs and higher lows. It came up here, broke above this NY high and pulled back. So this was my thought process taking those breakout buys back into that supply level, and then definitely switched over looking to the shorts. Like I said, we pushed into supply, did not break through demand, looking left. So definitely expecting price action to retrace. News, I don't think anything major is coming up until FOMC tomorrow on Wednesday. So we might continue to just chop around and consolidate and stay within this range right here. We started creating on the 1 hour chart. Before we continue to go better, so I'm looking for price action to come back up to that 67, 250, 240 level before potentially trying to short again. But with these other levels right here, these intermediate intraday highs from the New York session, from the Monday New York session, what I will be looking for is price action stalls out at any one of those levels, and I will get active on some shorts from right up in there. I won't be shy or bashful about getting in and getting active from right there. So if it presents, then you're gonna hop in. Right now, go ahead and kind of clear some of this up, especially on AU, because that's where we like to get active from the most. So we'll bump up and go ahead and get everything crackling. Do it right quick. 8 o'clock, we know price action like to get active, price action like to impulse. One direction or another. I like to say the Asian session open at like 6 o'clock. Just because I know it's like Tokyo open, and there's a few other markets that open up at 6 o'clock. So that's why I identify my Asian session open from 6 o'clock, and I ride it through to about 11. I know it continues on into about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, but 11 o'clock is long enough for me. I'm about ready to get off these charts and telling these goddamn candles. So I just ride out. But yeah. Ooh, let's see what we got. We got that high. Yeah, I'm gonna switch to the BTC after I get this market real quick, and then go through the rest of the pairs that I had analyzed for the week. Other thing that took off from the weekend analysis was gold. Gold is running right now. GG ain't doing it. GU, I think potentially trade setup is formulating on GU. But we'll get to them real quick. I like this marked up. We got about 8 minutes for that momentum start to kick in. So we got 10. Ain't no need to rush. Got some equal highs right up here, so got some liquidity building on the lower time frames. Low. So Eastern session, new daily candle is opening, and right now the daily candle is opening up pretty bullish. If you bump out to the daily time frame, you'll see one single candle going on to the top side. NY high created this lower high that created this new low. So potentially waiting to see what price action does right up in this supply area that created a new low on the 15-minute time frame. When you bump back out to the hourly, see how we looking. You got the high, the low, lower high, equal lows right up in here, potential lower high area. So all this will be considered one push. Same as how you get the high, the low, the lower high, the lower low. So this is the range on the 1 hour time frame that price action is trading in between. You're looking at about 66,800 to about 67,100. So yeah, we'll look to see how price action reacts within that range on the 1 hour, on the 15-minute time frame. If we continue to start breaking structure, looking low, high highs and high lows, potentially you can take some scalp buys into the 67,249 area. Overall, from where it's at right now, you're looking at about 30 pips, but you kind of trend right there. So definitely risk on at that point. So we're gonna see back, and we're gonna see how this 8 o'clock open, how we handle these levels. Pushing over Bitcoin, man. I don't know. I'm about to give up on Bitcoin because only reason I had hope for buys was because if we break through this current demand we're looking at right over here, price action has a free fall down to the 10K area. And if that happens, then I don't really know what's moving Bitcoin right here. When I saw this big move pushing to the highs, I thought we was about to have some gas, retest this supply zone right up here. But overall, price action just continued to leak to the downside. We did just retest a little untested demand zone right down here. So if I was going to trade Bitcoin, I'd definitely wait to the weekend. But I want to see price action roll over back to making higher highs and higher lows. Looking at it from the 1 hour, you got the high, the low, lower high, lower low. So as price action push above, or as price action pushes up here and close above this little lower time frame structure and pull back, we'll have to see if it respects this low right here. If it does, then potentially we could see price action roll over and start making higher highs and higher lows back to the top side. But with the way Bitcoin been reacting lately, I would wait definitely until I see some more higher highs and higher lows being made, because if people ain't got no money, people ain't investing in Bitcoin, then this shit just gonna keep leaking. Look at it from a higher time frame perspective. Refresh the chart so you can kind of see everything. Let me take all the analysis off. You're looking at the next support somewhere like right up in here at 16. So from 18K, you're talking about $2,000 drop off, and then from there, it's probably better on the weekly. Yeah. On the weekly, yeah, you all the way back down to 10K, retesting demand that shot you into the high. So overall, Bitcoin might be in some troubles if we break this level right in over here. This little demand zone sitting around about 17,530. Pushing over to GJ. Go GJ. We had these shorts on GJ. Called out from, was that this week? Last week. Yeah, it was this week. Or Friday. Came back to retest, so potentially could have caught the retest trade or the short from there. Overall, I don't know what the GJ doing. I don't know where it's going. Ultimately, was looking for, I had a TP2 right here. Ultimate targets with these shorts right here was back at this 162,300 level. I still think price action still could come back down and fill some of this imbalance. There are a few. There's a lower time demand zone right here. Price action could retest, and then the higher time frame demand zone is right down here. We'll put some price points on there for the people in the back when they catch that. So definitely got a couple levels where GJ could retest to the downside to grab liquidity before going back bullish, but ultimately higher time frame on down, it's just consolidating. There is no real trend. You can say, oh, you trading with the trend. Ultimately, you could call it bullish, but since April of this year, we haven't broken the highs, and I guess the higher time frame, most recent low, has been since May. We haven't broke, so ultimately consolidating on GJ. I don't know what is waiting for, but this last push looks like it came back to retest something within supply right here, and we have shifted to a bearish trend on the 4-hour time frame. So ultimately, if we start marking off higher highs and higher lows, we just broke structure right here. So ultimately, you got a high here that broke structure to the downside, so it's going to be a 4-hour low. And price action has this whole range from right up here to the bottom right down here to retest and do whatever it wants to do before determining if it's going to continue to go bearish or it's going to break the top and continue to go bullish. So there's a lot that's going on with GJ right now, and it ain't in necessarily the best conditions to say I'm gonna go bearish, I'm gonna go bullish. So ultimately, if you don't know what you're doing, you might want to just hold off on GJ and just let it clear up and get some direction, because you could get cooked. Over on GU, GU consolidating as well, just like AU. We have breakout shorts, continuation shorts, continuation sales below 1.13510 area, which is right down here. What we're looking for from the weekend analysis to see what price action was going to do once it came back to this 1-hour resistance. If it broke above, we were looking for deeper retracements of this 4-hourly range from the resistance right up in here to the support. To the support right up in there, we do have an imbalance on the higher time frame. It looks like a 1-hour level, but ultimately, I would like to see something like that level right there. But it would have to break above here before I thought it was coming way back up here. So ultimately on GU, GU came down, respected support, so yeah, it could continue to roll over to the top side, but Ultimately, higher time frames are bearish, so you be risk on taking buys. Couldn't tell you what I would look for it to come back into, seeing as how we broke from here, creating a lower high, creating a lower low. We have already somewhat retested. We didn't actually pull completely into that zone, so what price action could do is come and grab the liquidity from these levels right up in here, and then break and go back there. So some type of funkiness. We continue to make higher highs and higher lows from right here. Come and grab that liquidity and then smash to the downside. So overall, definitely want to just if you want to trade GU right now, I would trade with the lower top frame trend. Right now it's bullish, so I want to see a close above this high, then come back and retest and then take buys from right over here somewhere. You probably get that type of price action. Let the Asian session play out and scramble up to the top side, and then come around that London session, wait for that pullback if it hasn't already pulled back, and then get active to the top side if it's going to continue to go bullish. So definitely want to see this high on the 15-minute chart around about 13,880, 13,890 be broken first before even having any thoughts about taking buys on GU. Into the USD, about the same as GU. Higher time frame, lower high area. That's creating a new low, pushing into a demand zone, looking left. So definitely want to see how price action reacts right up into here. If we start breaking structure looking left, then potentially could have retracement back up into levels looking left right up in here, even deeper right into this 1 hour resistance, and above there you back into the 4 hour range, the high that sent you into the low. So yeah, we ultimately could see price action coming back to this 1 hour resistance. Pretty much the same trade setup that just played out on AU. How price action retested that 1 hour resistance and started leaking from last night. Right up in here, we broke, went lower, came all the way back up to that 1 hour level. Supply that I had identified, and we started coming back to the downside. So potentially could see that playing out on NU. Pushing over to UJ. UJ overall from the higher time frames is consolidating. Waiting on it to break out of this 1 hour range. So overall, if you trade UJ, don't get cooked because you just consolidating to the top side. We could come up, grab liquidity from here, leak to the downside. We could come up, continue to make higher highs and higher lows to the upside. You don't really know right now. Price action is overall bullish, so your best bet is to wait for some type of buy setup. But you're trading in the range. If you don't know what you're doing, you can't get cooked overall. If it was me, I'm staying away because I see price action is moving bullish, but we aren't breaking any highs, we aren't breaking any lows. So it gives you an idea that price action just consolidating. Pushing over to gold. Gold has some gas. Pretty much kind of the same thought process and setup as GJ. We're looking for price action to react from this bearish continuation zone. We came, we retested, we broke last week. We came and retested from the weekly open and started leaking for like 20 pips. Came back and retested the exact entry and brought down to about 20 pips. So overall, if you was trading gold, you watched that weekend analysis, then you had you potentially 40 pips, take profit total, you could have smashed up. Cooking over the S&P. I'm looking at S&P to drop down to fill this imbalance right down here, and potentially going to take a long position from down here. I wouldn't just put my buy limit right here because I wouldn't want to get smacked just in case some news pop off. You got that FOMC cranking tomorrow. I don't know how that's going to affect S&P because I don't trade S&P, but overall, just following the high time frame structure, high highs and high lows, this is the area I would look for price action to shift and go back bullish. Probably on the 15 minute. If I was trying to snipe, I'd probably look for it on the 1 minute. But on the 1 minute, you got a bigger range to fill. So that's why I said probably on the 15 minute, wait for it to shift back bullish and then catch it off of retracement as it come down to this area, breaks down, rolls over, and push back to the top side. There's the Nas, probably looks the exact same way. And then I ain't got nothing on GA. So we 8 o'clock. Let's switch over back to AU and let's see what is going on. 1 hour, 15 minutes. See if we get any momentum kick into the market. See how we react first from these highs. So theoretically, I should have resistance identified right here on the 15-minute chart. Want to see how price action reacts from that level. That level doesn't necessarily identify a entry for a trade, but it definitely gives us an idea where price action is it continue to break through resistances or is it continue to break through support. So if we break through this resistance, then my eyes and my patience is going to wait for this imbalance to get filled. If it does, I get my quality wick entry on a 1 minute time frame. Your boy will be hopping into them shorts from about 67, 250, 250, 250, 250. Yeah, I like that look. Real jazzy. Real jazzy. Let's see here. Mark this thing on up. Let's see if we can get active. Yes. No. Yeah. Yeah, break my eyes. That's what we want to see. Presentation. Break my eyes. At this point, it's 8 o'clock, so it's fair to say we got our Asian low within the market. Let me get some identifying tools and mark up my session lows and highs simply just to help me see the range a lot clearer. Usually, New York session right up here creates a high and a low. Sometimes when the Asian session opens up, it opens to fill about 50% of this whole range. I don't really care how these candles look jumbled back and forth right up in here. I'm more or less just looking from this point down to this point to see how this price action retests. Does it come back and break the lows of this range, or does it come back and respect the highs of this range? And that kind of just gives insight and intel on what the market's doing, where it's going. So this is what we want to see into this level. If we start to stall out that wake entry, that 1 minute time frame, it's 8 o'clock. I told you when the 8 o'clock hit, you're going to see some momentum kick into the market because we opened up on the other side of the world. You know, they opened up doing what they do. Yeah, that thing push. We ain't worried about that. Because if you would take these buys, you risk on counter trend. So let's say if you caught it from right here, you up 2 pips, and then if you come to this level and it fails, it's only 8 pips. So hopefully, if you were scalping, you had to get out if you were scalping them buys. But you about to see price action could break through this level, come all the way back up to this inbox. You never know. But this is how we're gonna frame for the Asian session tonight. Look short for here first. If not, we're coming all the way back up here. If neither one of them play out, then we're taking no trade night tonight. Save a little bread. We're gonna make some bread or we're gonna save some bread. One or two. We're trying not to lose nothing. Straight up. Yeah. Last night. Boom. Alright. Let's see if we can get it crackling. This terminal right here, this is another live account. This is for a Forex trade challenge that I'm in right now. Yeah, it ends on October 12th, so I got a couple days left to get a little more. Ooh, yeah, looky. Now, look at that wick there. Hold on. Let's go back to you, check down on the scene. Let's see what's happening. Well, when you zoom into the 1 minute, oh, never mind. That's not what we want to see. Back to you, Phil. All right, sorry about that. I thought we had some gas. That ain't it. And so what I was looking for right there was how the candles close. And once you watch these charts enough, you know which candles you like to see to put you into a trade. And this ain't it. It could leak from here, but I ain't looking for that type of entry as far as how the candles produce. What I want to see is a big bullish candle push up into that level, which is right up here, and then reject but still close somewhat bullish. Then I want to see the next candle after that, big bearish after that rejection. So let's see if I can identify somewhere backing up in here. Well, actually, I can show it from the trade that I took last night because it exactly happened. But I don't want to miss showing how to set these trades up. We used that last night, right up in her. So these are the type candles I'm looking for when it pushes into a zone. This right here, I want it to close exactly like this. And I want that next candle to be big burst, just like this right here, breaking structures in that 1 minute time frame. This is my confirmation setup. Let me know it's time to get active. It's time to get ready to get in. I want it to close exactly like that. That's my setup. There it is, right there for the freestyle. Big bearish, but you got to combine this entry with higher time frame analysis. Already have your levels identified. I know this purple line right here to me means there's a supply zone nearby. We went up into it, big bullish, we rejected, and we have big bearish confluence coming back from it. So, yes. Ooh, what that is? We got something to eat, y'all. Booski bringing in something to eat, y'all. All right, so like I said, this thing is set up. See how price action is still going bullish from here. So that ain't it. Like I said, the longer you watch these charts, I've been rocking with AU since like most of this year. I was with GJ heavily, like I'm rocking with AU right now, but I switched over to AU by the beginning of this year, and I just every night, same time, same session, same pair. I got them other pairs on there, but that's only if I'm already in the trade on AU. I look at these other ones, but for the most part, my eyes are glued to this chart from about 7 o'clock to about 8, 9, 10, 11 o'clock, somewhere back in the morning. So, like I said, we're gonna see. We're gonna see. Now, what we can see from this 1 minute time frame, from this New York high to this New York low, we got that fib on that thing. So let's see how much of that range we done already filled. I got a lag going on. I hope it's good on the YouTube side. So we already passed 50%. Yeah. We go here. We go big field. We deep back into that New York high to that New York low range. So we're gonna see how price action reacts right up here. If we continue big bullish past the 786, we're gonna definitely have to wait for the setup right up here because closing big bullish past this 786 could mean continuation, and that could have been an easy trade for the night, which would have been fast, but I ain't really into them janks. Not tonight. We're gonna see. So we got this New York high area right over here that we pay attention to. We got the low right now here. So we pushing, grabbing liquidity, smashing through right now, breaking through resistance, continuing in this little bullish counter trend pullback at the high and the low, and the high. If you come down and you start to have your levels identified, and you say, okay, well, I'm in a different session that I'm trading, and I got my levels marked up, and the price action that came to my level. What type of price action should I be looking for on lower time frames to get active? So, if you bearish and you're looking for a bullish setup, this right here, bearish looking for a bullish setup, this price action is making lower lows and lower highs. I look at the structure and see where price action creates those lower lows and lower highs. And then once we come back, how do we react from those areas? So I would identify as high, low, lower high, lower low. When I say I want to see price action roll over, this is what I mean by roll over. We're making lower lows and lower highs right back up here. But once we got over here, you push back into this level that made the last low, give you a reaction that didn't break this low. So that bearish trend pushing into your level from the higher top frames is possibly about to be over. What we want to see now is this new area right here be broken. What you got is that exactly continue to make higher highs and higher lows. This was the last lower high on the 1 minute time frame that pushed you into the lows. We just closed above there. So if I was sitting at this Asian session, like, I'm gonna take some buys. I would have been waiting for this little bearish trend to be over, not necessarily knowing which level here price action is going to respect. So I'm gonna just wait for price action to roll over. So as we're making lower lows and lower highs, we come up to the last area where price action short push to the lows from. We reacted, did not break structure right over here, and we started making higher highs and higher lows. So if I wanted to take a trade, I would have been sitting and I would have been waiting and I would have been looking because I said my higher time frame analysis said I can take buys from here. Price action rolling over, making higher highs and higher lows. We're gonna target the area where price action started from, and we're gonna keep some stops right up under her. So you now got a 2.85 risk to reward ratio, 5 pip stop, 15 pip take profit. It ain't the best, but if you're trying to get active, that is a way you can do it. Just by identifying from the higher time frame, giving you a good analysis, and working your way down to the lower time frame. Now, that little 1 minute setup thought process idea I just gave you on the 1 minute. This shit works on all time frames. So if you want to mark from the 4 hour and look for the same setup example on the 1 hour and then execute on the 15 minute, you can. You just have to identify those levels as such so that you know once price action gets down here, it's gray right here in the background. I know this is a daily level. It's black right down here. I know this is a 4 hour level. Usually I would like the 4 hour inside of the daily, but the way price action is handling right now, we already broke this level. This level really is insignificant to me in the gray, so because we closed below it. So I still have it on here just because it was from the weekend analysis. I now know price action is respecting this black zone right down here in the bottom from the 4 hour time frame. So once you put your time in on your charts and finally figure out how to identify how the market reacts and speaks to you, then come up with your own color code, come up with no color code. Just once you see price action doing what you needed to do, get in, get active, catch them pills, and get on the buy. It's 8:15, so we're gonna see how price action keep rocking. Like I said, price action took off when they hit 8 o'clock. Since 8 o'clock, let's see how many pips we done pushed. Yeah, we went through right here. So 8 pips. Price action leak. Roll over to the downside. Go ahead and roll over. So I'm looking for shorts from this level, but as I said, same way I was looking for buys right over here. If we start to roll over, make lower lows and lower highs, then might hop in some shorts. We didn't make it all the way back to this level, so I'm still just waiting for price action to get there. If we roll over and start making lower lows and lower highs, then this right here was the level. Looking left, you just got to go with it. You just got to react to what the market is giving you. It's not going to push higher, especially if it rolls over and start making lower lows and lower highs. And I'm okay with that because when we do that fibs, I said if we close above big bullishly, that 786, then potentially we're gonna keep going big bullish. Look what happened. We close above, now we leaking. So we're gonna see if it rolls over, then we should probably start looking for some shots. And don't get cooked. Tight stops, tight stops, tight stops. Get rid of that. This right here might be Dylan. Cook noodles. So got the Asian low. Potentially the Asian high. We're gonna see. Go about to the 15-minute time frame, we confirm. So in order to identify structure in order to identify where price action is creating structure. So this will be the low. In order for me to identify the high, I need a bullish close, and then I need a bearish close behind it. So in order for me to say this right here effectively is my Asian high, I need this candle to close bearish. I know we do have some bearish close in between here, but because of the time, yeah, like opening up at 6 o'clock, then 7 o'clock, ain't really too much juice going on in the market, and the market hasn't really pushed to where it's wanting to go. So that's why I know at that 8 o'clock we done pushed, and the market has went where it wants to go. Now if this candle closes bearish, then I would then identify this as my Asian high. And now I'm looking at this range to say, okay, we currently bullish. If we pull back to 50% of this Asian range and continue to break high highs and high lows, then there goes my setup pushing into my imbalance at 67,250. If not, continue to break lows. We rolled over, like I identified on the 1 minute time frame, and there go my shorts potentially. They ain't gonna push no higher. So that's what we're looking at for the night on you. That's how we're gonna get active. Well, that's how I'm gonna get active. Now, making highs, lows, higher highs. Potentially, we're gonna see how that 50% play line up. It's always good to be flexible and identify different things that the market can do so that you don't get caught off guard and hop in the wrong shit. I know I should probably wait to price action get up here before I enter any trades because we already pushing bullish. And then I can react based off of what price action does here. If I hop in some shorts right here just because this candle is bearish, now see how it's closing. We got a minute left. This looks like a rejection candle, especially if we keep going bullish. Ooh, look at that shit there. All right, now let's see if we get the setup on 1 minute. Well, we'll hop in that thing. Crunch it up so we can see where the supply is looking left. I'm gonna get my terminal open, and I'm gonna see if we will execute right here or not. Open up a little bit more so you see the actual candles. Then we put that on. Let's see what happening is. If I get quiet, it's just because I'm trying to see what happening is. Like I said, we got news. FOMC tomorrow. Price action could just continue to range. So we definitely scalp positions right now. Not looking to hold too long. I'll take definitely 15 to 20 pips off any move right now. 9 o'clock will be that retracement candle, so you better get it and go. Because if we going bullish, the 9 o'clock open, that new 4-hour candle open, you best believe that bitch about to pull back heavy. I'm talking about heavy. Hey, your stomach hurting. If you gonna draw down, so take that, write that down, put it in your pocket because it will save you, especially if you trade the Asian. It probably works out the same way in the other sessions. Let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4. So probably that 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock during the London session. That new 4-hourly candle open at 5 o'clock probably pulls back heavy, heavy. You can go back and just back test that. Just go to the London session, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. See how the price action is acting up in there. I don't trade the London, so it's hard for me to say, but I guarantee right up in there with a 4-hour candle open and close. Definitely some hard retracement going on up in there. Come on, price action, stop fucking around. Let me get in. I don't know why price want to act like this sometimes. Just fucking around. I gotta shoot my shot because I'm gonna be up off of this motherfucker in a minute. I got shit to do. We gonna see. Yes, Lord. Oh, some may need more time. I still not upgrade for you, my friend. No upgrade. Hey, keep it raw. If the Zoom cut out, I'm ready back on the same link. I'll probably be on. I gotta eat. I got my food right here, so I'll probably be on about 8:45, 9 o'clock. I'm gonna try to stretch that thing on out. If I get entries right here, it just red zone right here, then I'll probably cut it short. And I'm gonna just watch it and manage the trade from there. But if I don't get entries from here, I might hold on a little bit longer till we get to this inbound, so I can see how the candle work formulate up in there and then take it live. But it all depends because food getting cold. It's been sitting about 10 hot minutes right now, so I'm trying to see and wait, see how price actually get up in that level. Come on, stop stalling. I know what you're doing, and yeah, just push on up there so I can get in. Stop playing. Stop playing. Another thing with this size account, I would go bigger lots, but right now risking only 0.05 simply because with this terminal you cannot bust down your position. So if I get in for a higher risk, say one lot 0.50, I cannot break that down to a 0.25 or 0.15 as the trade progresses. So I have to get in small lot, so because I can then close that entire position and then let it run. Which is exactly what I did. I think I had like 5 positions on AU last night. Opening run from that same bird. Come on, man. Stop playing. You know that ain't what we want to see. Come on up there. Come on up there. You might not come up there. Let me see. Oh, yeah. Let's see if we roll over from here. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put y'all on pause. If that shit set up real quick and then come back hot, I'm gonna hop back on. But right now I'm just putting the mic on mute for a second. I'm gonna be right back. All right. So that thing push up in here, I'm gonna hit like 3 positions in the beginning. And as it continues to make lower lows and lower highs, if it continues to make lower lows and lower highs from this area right here, then I'm gonna enter some more positions up to about a 0.50. So that's like 10 positions right over her. We're gonna see. Right now we're stalling. Right now it looks like it want to roll over. Right now we might not make it up here. I don't know. We're gonna wait. We're gonna see. Trading off the 1 minute turning up 1 minute, busting out to the hourly. Let's see how we look. Let's see how we look. It's always good to refer back to your higher time frames because you could be looking at the wrong lower time frame. You could get cooked. Right now, we big bullish up into that red zone on the hourly. We got 30 minutes. Let's look over 30 minutes. 1 30-minute candle has closed. It is bullish. So the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 30-minute candles have been big bullish. So we're gonna take some caution as we go down to the lower time frame. We're looking to open up 10 positions on the terminal. So potentially only open up like one of them, especially if we continue to be big bullish, because this is ultimately the level right backing up here, 67250, where we want to load in. But we know from the lower time frames, if it don't make it that way, then we're gonna load in right here. Look at GJ real quick. Nathan. Oh, we rolled over on GJ, so potentially we set up for some scout shots. Let's see if we break through. Yeah, I'll wait for a close below or a breakthrough. Yeah. Giving up potentially 20 pips. 15 pips, 20 pips, you're giving up 20 pips for the breakdown through here, but as you can see, we were making high highs and higher lows back up to this point. Rolled over, came back to retest supply, leaked again, came back to retest. Now this retesting could come back deeper. Hey yo, bro, I'm making a video, bro. What you got going? Making all noise in the background. We could come back up and feel this imbalance right up in here. Hold on, bro, easy. And feel this imbalance right up in here, and then leak again. So definitely be cautious about it. If we get close below 63,146, then definitely feel that close short. The GU, I think was the only other thing. Yeah, GU for the minute. Right now, we're kind of bullish on that 15-minute. Relax before you fall and bunch of everything else. Yeah. 15 minutes. What's up, though? What's up with it? Okay, come on up. Let's see you get the video for all the people in the back. My man stay getting it. Bro, alright.
My mommy said, come here, we can go out.
Oh, you better get ready to go night-night? Oh, yeah, okay. I love you, buddy. Get you some good sleep, okay? Alright. I didn't realize what time it was.
It's actually.
Yeah, I see that.
Now I'm going to bed.
Alright, buddy. Get you some sleep. 1 minute. Okay, we ain't rolled over yet, but it looks like it's ready to roll over. We're making higher highs and higher lows. We came back to retest 1 minute demand, pushed up, failed to create a new high. So right now we're looking for a close below 66.9, 67. Potentially, y'all. Take those scout shots back into the lows. Right now we just building liquidity, so we could see a big candle smash up to that level. That's some equal highs right up here. Looking good right now. We're gonna see. So we're gonna see. Sitting back and waiting. Sitting back and waiting. Alright, I'll be back. Every time. Mm-hmm. All right. So if we leak through here and close, looking for retest at that point, and then going bearish. Going bearish. Let's see what we do. Not yet. Shit, no way. Smash on YouTube. Oh, it's on the end. You know, we'll upgrade it up. I'm not be lagging. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. Yes, sir. Look at him. Yeah, go ahead and push on up there. We know what you doing. We know what you doing. We waiting too. For the buys, if you break above this level, I think you should have buys. Not at all. Because we can react off any level of either, but we'll look for it to come up there. So if you don't catch the shorts from right here, then it's definitely another waiting game to get way back up. So I'm not interested in buys at all. Only want the shots. Hell with the switch. I feel a little piece of block with that switch. No, come on, go up in that level. You know what we looking for. We'll start slowing down, acting up. Come on, Cletus. Stop playing. Been waiting for about 2 hours now. You know what we looking for. Look at him. Very close, just like that. Just like that. Right up in there. Too much. Go back. Alright. Now you got a decision to make. You can do one candle theory from this point, meaning your candle just closed bearish, not exactly what you want to see. Now we're waiting for this current candle to break the previous candle's low and then close bearish, which is what you got right now. So now we need to see this candle close big bearish. Decision making. Pip away, what you gonna do? Turn around. 27 seconds. What I don't like about this current 1 minute candle, we ain't got no top weight. Definitely got a decision to make. Price action will come back down, then it's imbalance, and scoop back to the top. Equal highs, liquidity. Let's see. Let's see what will happen. Let's see. I want it from right here though. I'm trying to get that spectacular entry, so I don't want to short right here, right now, because I know that it still can wake up in my level. We close. Close. Get in there. Now, all right, if this candle right here closes bullish, and then we start to come back up and don't break these highs, and then break this low where this candle closes bullish, I would get in shorts right there. And then, of course, if we come up here and look for my candle setup, and then get big active. A lot of different scenarios play out right here. It's all about how you identify from the higher time frames, and then what's your setup, what's your strategy once you get to the lower time frame, your entry time frame. Some curves. Right now, per se, giving us some fuckery. That's the level. Really push to look up. Okay. Yep. I see that. Okay, we got on top. Okay. Oh, that's what. Alright, so you got the scissors bit right. Yeah, right now we look. I could have been a sniper. I'm right up there, but I ain't in yet. I'm getting in though, because this is where I need to get in. Yeah. This is where I wait for it to return, and then I will continue. I don't like the way it pushed to my level. Started leaking. Push, push, peak, peak. Up, bit, bit. Okay, okay, I see what you're doing. Okay, I see that. Especially since we're in close. So I'm waiting for this. Okay, so let's say one more push coming. One more push. Potentially got one more, but I ain't sure. So I'm gonna wait. Push, push, peak, peak. Come on, man, stop playing. Come on up there. Let me get in. Okay. Mm-hmm. Watching that, I'm waiting. Waiting. More waiting. Ooh. Push, push, peak, peak. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna push it to the high. I'm quick about short. Came back down to the two. Out the around. And enough. It's not everything. Now we try to roll over. Come on, keep rolling. I'm gonna roll right with you. I'm gonna roll right with you. If we get it from right here, we're gonna start right above this MR. Start right above that MR. Something like that. 10 pip stop. Turn it back down here. 19 pips and drop it. Put a little scalp. It is working, don't it? But then if you push up to here, you got even better entry, better ratio, some low pitch. 2 pip stop. Well, 28 pip take profit. 11 to 1 ratio, or 111 to 1 ratio in the second. Let's see what's going on. Ooh, push, ooh, yeah. Ooh, ooh, come on. 13 seconds. Let's see what you're gonna do. Right with you. Bob, you losing. Ooh, look at that. Retrace quick. I don't like that. We got one entry in. One entry in. One entry in. Tag, stops. 10 pip stops. So the 10 go up there. Yeah, we're gonna let them run. 67, 077. Get in and get out. Come on, man. Let me in. Okay, let's take off. 67, 077. Tight stop. Good Lord. Now we late, man. You already know. It's time to go. We got one entry in. We got 9 more to go. Now we continue to roll, continue to make lower lows and lower highs. I will look at position, but this little bit of range, 19 pips, and that put it back up there, so we had 28 pips. But yeah, we're gonna see if we continue to break through this NYLO, then yeah, we definitely add later on. But right now, we got one position in right here. If we continue to go bullish, then I'll be out at like 12 pips, and then I'll just sit and wait till we come back up here to 67, 250, 67, 250. Stop playing. If we do come back up into this red zone, I definitely will get in this position right here. But the candle work have to line up for me to show me. That's what I need to see. Otherwise, you could just keep going bullish and then your ass just cooked adding on positions. I ain't trying to add on. Get cooked. So right now, seeing a little drawdown. Seeing a little drawdown. Just a little bit. Come on, man, stop playing. Go ahead and leak. We're gonna do it live for everybody on TV so they can see what's going on. Go ahead and leak. Stop playing. We already know what's going on. You gotta play with us. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on down. Like a magnet. Come on down. Stop playing. Come on down. Watch it leak. Let's see, we're gonna get some leakage right here. Leakage. Let's see. Little bags is cooked. Little bags and stout bags from the beginning. And then now we're gonna see if we're gonna keep leaking. Come on, Cletus. Stop playing. Come on. Come on. You know, 50 cent. 50 cent, baby. Mm. And we got a little traffic going on. See what we handing me. I'm probably gonna slide in about 15 more minutes. So if you in this trade, you got to know we scalping on it. If it break and it continue to go, then trail to stop. Don't let the market, pump fake you into the lows and then that shit shoot right back up to the highs to the London. So scalping right now because of market conditions, because we got news coming out tomorrow. Just because I feel like it's scalp time versus holding time. Today is only Tuesday. Don't get caught up in the pump fake. That's pretty much it. Yo, all the people in the back, if you took this trade, then right now, then there's a little bit of profit. Your boy will slide them stops real quick on your ass, so you better manage your trade. As we continue to break, I'll be monitoring how price action reacts as we break these lows. If I see something funky, I get out in a second. Especially since I know coming into the game it's a scalp pivot dip situation anyway. So see, I'm monitoring how price action reacts when these 1 minute time frames. Like I said, you on 1 minute, so a whole bunch of movement down here is nothing on higher time frames. So yeah, we'll see if we can get cracking like this right now. I just stopped out right here. I really would like to be able to pull all the way back to that second entry because I will load up. But at that point, we'll be breaking high, so then I'll have to wait for it to roll over again. So, unless we get like some big push real quick. But other than that, just managing from here, baby. Straight manager. Like the manager at checkers. He's watching the clock. Let me see. Gold, GJ. Probably got smacked already by now because, yeah. Let me see. Yeah, that's why I had 770, so I haven't been hit yet. Maybe 10 elite. Let's see what small town marriage. A little bit wide. Right here, I don't like when price action gets fumbling around when I get in the trade. Don't go to chopping back and forth when I'm in. Just go ahead and do what you're gonna do. Either push up, push down. I I need to see all the rest of that shit. Look at the tumbling now. Shit, you want to push? Let's keep pushing. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So potentially could. So when I get in situations like this and I see potential entries from points like this, what I do is just look at the rest of the chart and say, okay, well, how could I have caught that entry versus this entry? I was expecting this entry, but this one ain't happening. I got this one right here. So I look left. I just look at what price action was going. Higher highs and higher lows. We came, grab the liquidity, push higher, pull back, hit higher. Moves. Well, we just grab liquidity from right over here and then just boom to the downside. So at this point we were pushing higher. We came right here, failed to create new highs, started going lower. So new supply is from here to there, and we just pushed right up into it. Supply zone on the 1 minute time frame. So potentially I should have had the area marked out like this, and then I would have known that price action push up in the hole. This is where I should get exit from versus this red area, this red box right up here at the top. And as you can see, how price action reacts from that level, pushed up, grabbing liquidity from these two levels here, right to the top of that supply zone, and then started leaking. So, next time, we get this typical type setup scenario, I'm gonna have to double, reread what I'm looking for coming from price action from the left to be able to identify the zone a lot tighter, to be able to get that crispy entry. Now, it didn't give me the candle. It didn't give me the candle setup I like to get, but I did see these equal highs, and I knew, this run right here was where I was looking for that entry, but it turned over right there, and it turned over right there for a reason when you left. So next time, I'll be sitting and waiting and, looking at that, see how it helps me out in the future, see how we can take a catch from up there, because then we definitely had a stupid risk to reward. A lot better than the one currently in right now. So, yeah. I was just gotta sit back and play, man. Back at the Krispy Kreme, man. Just hours and shit. If you ain't working, you gotta get off my clock. You know what I'm saying? So if my trade ain't working and it's going against me, you gotta get off my clock. So we close that thing out. But right now it's leaking. So right now it's doing what it's supposed to do, or what we thought it, or what I thought it was gonna do. So we gonna see. Now the thing is that 9 o'clock candle is coming in 8 minutes. 8 minutes. We know what price action like to do with that 9 o'clock candle. So you got a decision to make. We got a decision to make. We're gonna say if this is the supply that price action is respecting right now, currently within the market that's pushing us to the downside, then potentially we can go ahead and trail them stops down about 67.033. I said 67.033. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and pull them things on in. So now we're looking at 8 pip stop. We're not worried about cutting and choking up the trade simply because we're overall bearish. We're looking for the market to go bearish, and it currently is bearish. If it decides to flip and go bullish, we want to be out because we're looking for the shorts. We're looking for the longs. So that's why we're going to go ahead and trail that stop because we know that 9 o'clock candle is coming. We know that 9 o'clock candle does like a pull back and go in the opposite direction. So right now, we're going to let price action leak. We're going to trail them stops. We'll go over here. It's something like a 4 pip difference, but that should count in the long run. When you're trying to rack up your rack them. I'm gonna give you a little bit more. I'm gonna do 35. Instead of 33, I'm gonna go 35. Yo, and that's what it is. So as we continue to leak, past that 9 o'clock, 9:15. Once that 9:15 candle close on a 15-minute chart, then I'll have a better idea of what is about to happen. But from 9 o'clock to 9:15, don't get into no trade during the 80 session during them time because your stomach will bubble. Price action will hit you with the hoopity hoop. And it will. Psychology up. T. Right back. Now let's see what happens from there. I see you. Now, we break through there, damn, we have one hold. We pick it up first. Preferably, in the near future. 9 o'clock, about 9 o'clock. Get me again. Let's see what we have. There it In the meantime, in between time, I'm about to slide in a minute. I got to do place to be. Thanks, see. Bitcoin, 11 down Bitcoin. Oh, I thought Bitcoin was going to skyrocket at least up to about 24. Then it's going right back to the downside. I don't like to see that. That's heartbreaking for Bitcoin. All of a sudden, she got up to like 63,000. I was like, okay, Bitcoin, crypto, I see. Because Ethereum was right behind it. Then you had all the rest of them jumps taking off. Now let's see that thing come back down to 18. Ooh, everybody who bought it at the top, I mean, it's hurting. Hurting. That squirt for a long time. I'm still holding a little bit of crypto. I'm holding XRP, XLM. I got a little bit of Ethereum, and I got a whole bunch of CRO coin. A whole bunch. Whole bunch of CRO coin. Holding the most of CRO and XRP. I got a lot of XRP too. XRP did pick up a little bit of momentum this weekend, but then it came crashing back down, falling behind Bitcoin's raggedy ass. But that thing skyrocketed. Boy, I might disappear on y'all ass. What's up, baby mama? What's up? You trying to make a guest appearance? Cameo? I'm trying to make some money, but it's just it's fucking up tonight. It ain't gonna come out. Stop playing. We out there about to slide. So we got our areas. We looking. We want to see price action react from. If we break through this little zone right here, definitely probably gonna hold till we get down here to the bottom and then make a decision. If we don't break through this level, then I want to see how price action comes back into this level, potentially to get in these positions right here. If we break through, then I'm looking up here. So that's why I only open up one of my positions right now. Got 9 more to go. Potentially could get the rest of them in up here or back right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and drop some price points for the people in the back. So we're looking at that area right there. Then we're looking at this one right here. Boom. Then if we just continue bearish, we're waiting to break through here and hold down to full target right here. And if it continues to leak, then yeah, just let it leak and just keep holding. Because we got a support, but it's way down there. And I'm sure there's some intraday supports in between there, but if you caught this entry and price action breaks this MY low and all this liquidity looking left, oh yeah, just hold that thing for the rest of the week and just watch your account these stupid numbers. So that's all I got for this one. Thank you for watching. If you in there, like and subscribe for you, boy. If you got any questions, hit them comments. You definitely can link on Telegram as well. All that is down in the description. But definitely thank you for coming through and getting active with your boy. I'm gonna hop up out of there Zoom. All my Zoom people, I'm out of there. Yeah. And then for the YouTube, I'm gonna holler at y'all. I might get on here tomorrow. My daughter got soccer practice tomorrow, and I forgot what time it is. So I might get in, I might not. If I do, then I'll see you before you see me. I'm out of there. Peace.